All right, everyone, buckle up because this one, it's a game changer. Ripple XRP, they just pulled off a move no one saw coming, and it's about to flip the entire narrative. Bitwise, we already know they've thrown their hat in the ring for an XRP ETF, but wait till you hear this clip. And if you think that's just business as usual, think again. This is the kind of validation the XRP community has been waiting for years. And guess what? Now it's real. But that's not all, because we're breaking down the XRP price chart. And what it's showing right now will have you rethinking your entire game plan. And in Bank of America's latest move with their stablecoin announcement, and you got the perfect storm brewing. Folks, this isn't speculation. This is start of something big, and let's jump on into it. If you were looking to become a member of that Patreon group, check out the link below pinned to this video. You get bonus and exclusive technical analysis. If you don't want to become a member, it's not a big deal, but do me a favor. Make sure you hit that follow and like button. Over 60% of you listening to these videos are not following the channel. This is the new channel. Make sure you give me a follow. Help me rebuild up the channel. We are approaching 2,000 subs. Let's get to that goal today. And without further ado, Bitcoin. A little bit of a price correction here. Nothing to worry about though, folks. $107,246. It's currently down 1.87% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum coming in at 2,745. It's currently down 0.83%. And XRP is coming in at $2.23. It is down 3.64%. Pay attention to XRP. 225 is a key number on it. Obviously, we got major support sitting in that $1.90 to $2 range. I don't want to see it go down there. You don't want to see it go down there. I don't think we're going down there. We would need some crazy events to happen in this world for that to happen, like a war breaking out, which we don't want, right? We just want peace around the world. Remember, we got two important deadlines as well that we will be talking about in a later video. But all in all, we're in a good spot for crypto right now. Bitcoin is about to blast off. New all-time high incoming. We're targeting 117 to 120,000. Total cryptocurrency market cap coming in at $3.43 trillion. And don't forget, we already dropped the video this morning on this. 14%. If you didn't see that video, it came out about 6 a.m. this morning. We broke down 14%, what it means to volume, how much would be running through the XRP ledger per day, how much Ripple would be saving customers from their fees alone compared to Swift fees, was about $20 to $50 per transaction compared to the XRP cost, which is 0.0004. And then we talked about what everyone wants to know. What would the price of XRP be? Make sure you take a watch on that video. Let me get this. Matt Hogan, CIO at Bitwise. He explained XRP's ETF. Now, you might have heard this clip, but I want you to listen to this because this is going to lead us into XRP's ETFs, where we're going, why this isn't just a product, why this is going to be the real demand, and this is going to lead us to a supply squeeze. And then we're going to jump into the XRP price chart. So just listen. It's a minute 47. Here we go.
We can go further down the spectrum to these other alternative assets that people want exposure to.
Bitwise currently offers, of course, a spot Bitcoin ETF and a spot Ether ETF, but you also have pending applications with the SEC for spot Solana, Dogecoin, and XRP ETFs. So far, the SEC has postponed deciding on whether to give the green light to some of these proposed crypto ETFs. I know you can't talk about these specific filings, but generally speaking, do you think we'll see investment vehicles tied to these altcoins in the US this year, especially amid the backdrop of a more crypto-friendly SEC with Paul Atkins at the helm?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I can't speak to our specific filings, but I can say that I think the SEC is moving in the right direction. If you look at what's happened since we launched Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, all they've done is that they've lowered the cost for investors and increased the security, right? We've dramatically reduced costs. We've dramatically improved security. They've been a net win for investors. What that tells me is that we can go further down the spectrum to these other alternative assets that people want exposure to, that they're currently buying exposure through centralized exchanges, which may have high fees and security risk. Why not allow them to access it in a safe, secure, low-cost ETP format? There's no guarantee that we will get there, but if we're reading the tea leaves.
All right, let's just stop it there. Let's talk about it. ETFs aren't just vehicles here for exposure, right? This is a stamp of institutional legitimacy. Everything that XRP has been through, the lawsuit, all the negative narratives going around from Bitcoin maxis and these Bitcoin news outlets saying that XRP is a banker's coin, that Ripple only created it to make themselves rich. Well, this all comes to an end once the ETFs come to life because the institutions see XRP as a legitimate currency. An XRP ETF would be Wall Street's official seal of approval, and this would change the game overnight. An ETF would unlock trillions, folks, and 401ks, IRAs, pension fund capital, sources that are completely walled off from crypto today. Even a 0.1% allocation to XRP from US retirement accounts could send shockwaves through its market cap. The supply squeeze, and no one's talking about the supply squeeze here. Ripple controls over 40 billion XRP in escrow. A spot ETF would dramatically increase daily demand, yet circulating supply, it's already tight. That imbalance is a pressure cooker for price. We've already seen what happens with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. Billions have flowed in. Regulatory walls came down and price discovery went vertical. XRP is next, and we are still early. As tokenization starts to grow, and we just covered it, and we're going to cover it in the second video of the day, tokenization on the XRP ledger and Ondo and treasuries just went live. Institutions will need fast final settlement. XRP isn't just a tradable asset, it's the plumbing for tokenized finance. An ETF would align the price of XRP with infrastructure level adoption. Once filings are confirmed or approved here, smart money will front run the flows. Retail always arrives after the repricing. This may be the last opportunity before ETF capital redefines the floor of XRP. And trust me, the floor of XRP is going to be redefined. A $2 XRP, it's going to be a thing of the past. You're going to be kicking yourselves, wishing you could have got an XRP at $2. We're going to skip over the XRP TA. We'll hit that in the next video, but I really want to cover this. A Bank of America. And I told Dan Fisher, he works at Ripple, I hey, Dan, man, if I'm on to something here about the industry partner, I want you to blink once. But if I'm not, if I'm completely out of my wheelhouse and I should go back to the corner eating my ramen noodles, you can blink twice. Just in, Bank of America CEO says that the bank is developing a stablecoin, both independently and in collaboration with industry partners. Now, I only wonder who that industry partner may be. Do not forget this. This is the Bank of America patent here that talked about the use of Ripple settlement and talked about the use of XRP and talked about the use of moving different currencies cross border. So don't forget here, Bank of America is already an official partner of Ripple. In previous Ripple Swell events and public filings like you see here, they praised RippleNet's capabilities for real-time settlement. So if Bank of America is launching a stablecoin, it is highly likely they're going to plug into Ripple's rails, particularly for the cross-border use case. Bank of America states they're going to be working with industry partners. This suggests that interoperability with existing networks like Ripple and the XRP ledger, which are already ISO 20022 compliant and built for regulated token movement. That's where XRP stands out. It is the only asset within the United States that has regulatory approval. Who do you think Bank of America is going to use here? So stablecoins, great for domestic use, right? But they're not ideal for cross-border swaps due to the fragmentation, liquidity, and jurisdictional limits. That's where XRP thrives, everyone, as a neutral bridge asset between stablecoins and national currencies. If banks begin issuing their own stablecoins, there needs to be something that's going to connect them all. XRP fits perfectly here, not competing with stablecoins, but unlocking their full potential by enabling fast and trustless exchange. The perfect storm is brewing, everyone. Ripple's liquidity hub plus bank coins. XRP becomes the liquidity router across multiple asset pairs, driving a massive amount of demand in the background. We're not just watching coins launch here, we're watching the plumbing of the next generation financial system being laid. And Bank of America, they prove that XRP's role as a bridge is not just a theory, it's a solution the market is starting to wake up to. Make sure you hit that follow button, smash that like. I'll catch everyone on the next one.